Welcome to the 64th episode of Strawberry Patches podcast. My name is Marina, I'm your host, and I'm coming to you from Auckland, New Zealand, where I live with my husband and my little daughter. And a big welcome to everyone who's been waiting for this episode and to anyone who might be popping in for the first time. This is a space where I talk mainly about my yarn hobby slash business, and today I have some exciting news to share with you. I can't wait. And this will be the last episode before the Woolfest, so I have a lot to say about that and invite you to come and see me. But first things first, I'd like to give a big thank you to everyone who has been waiting for these videos and commenting and saying how much they enjoy watching me blabbering about this and that. I remember the very first episodes when my camera was somewhere under. I was very inexperienced, and not to say that I'm super experienced now, but I think that I'm happy that I can offer a little bit more structure to my podcasts and that many of you enjoy it. And that's great. I really love hearing from you, and it will be either in the form of likes or subscriptions or comments, everything you want. I love to share everything with you, and I love to hear back from you guys. I have a question from one of the viewers that I would like to answer today. I have some exciting news about the new Knitalong, and I'll tell you about the winner of the previous Knitalong. I will show you some new hand-dyed yarn and some life news. So let's start with what I usually start with, the finished object. Actually, I have it, and it's over there blocking, but I'm not allowed to show it until the pattern is released. It's a Sonata top by Bernice from Yamagara Knits, I think. And today's 23rd, 24th, but the testing continues until the 26th of May, and I think after that, shortly, she will release the pattern, and maybe next time I'll be wearing it. I just tried it on. It's a little bit damp, but oh my god, it's just so beautiful. It's similar colors. Oh, speaking of what I'm wearing today, this is a sweater that I haven't worn here a lot, but in real life I've been wearing it day and night, and I just love how this fit is so comforting, and there's lots of positive ease, because normally what I would choose for my patterns is something more snug, but let's face it, I'm not 20 something anymore, so I thought that this kind of positive ease is more flattering. And this is a pattern by Libby Johnson, who is truly Myrtle, and it's called the Floozy 2 sweater. I've knitted her Floozy cardigan and I love it as well. And this was my second Floozy, if you call it, and I'm thinking about making another one. That's how much I love this sweater. This is my hand-dyed yarn, and this was dyed up in the times when I didn't have my business in dyeing yet, and I wasn't that experienced in knitting with hand-dyed yet, so you can still see how I didn't change the skeins, and I have all this color blocking, which I don't mind at all, because I still love this knit, and I absolutely love the colors and how refreshing it is. Just gray would be maybe a bit somber, but with this bright pink and white, it just makes it so pretty. My next one is going to be green, like tree green or grass green, with the same white and pink, and probably by next time I'll make a swatch, because now that I'm finished with the test knit, I will probably be finished with this soon, and then I'll start my Floozy 2, number 2. So now to my whips. I was so determined to finish the test knit in time that I have only been knitting on it, and I finished it, I think yesterday. Yes, yesterday I cast off. So I haven't really been knitting much on anything else, but I have been working on my Comfort Fade cardigan number 2, which now has a 1 complete sleeve and somewhat I just knitted this morning, this part. And I can show it to you because I also wanted to show you my funny New Zealand t-shirt. I really love the music of Ed Sheeran, and this one is Ed Sheeran, as you can see. Yeah, I love this New Zealand themed t-shirts. So this is the second comfort fade that I'm making, and I love this pattern so much that I really want to make a third one because this one is not for me, but I love it that I made it much longer than my first one. And I love how you can play with colors in this design, and I don't know how I missed it in the first cardigan that I knitted, but here I'm supposed to stripe all 4 colors, which I didn't. And the way I combined the colors is just like this. You can't really see much, but anyways, I will show it more when I'm finished. I'm such a bad, well, this was supposed to be knitted and sent by now because it's for my sister who is turning 35 on the 2nd of June, and she lives all the way in New York. And yeah, I don't think I will be able to do that now, but I will try my best to knit it and finish it as soon as I can. Right. So I will probably talk more about this pattern when I'm finished, or basically I'm doing the same thing that I did the first time. And if you are interested in that, I have a whole video on the finished object about the first comfort fade cardigan that I made. And you can see that in the playlist under the finished objects. Show highlights, I think that's what I called it. Yeah. And now that the DRK March to May Knitalong is finished, I see lots of people watching those videos and making lots of Andre Maury's patterns, and yeah, this one and the third comfort fade are on my list, on my somewhere near future list. And I was also meant to finish my shawl for the Shawl Some Love Cal that I was hosting, but it just didn't happen, sorry guys. And as you saw in the previous episode, at the end I included all of your beautiful shawls, and oh my god, you've done amazing. Like, some of you knitted 3 shawls, like I know Shannon and Kamita. Oh, sorry, I forgot your name, but I just love the shawls that you chose. And we have a winner, which I have contacted her on Instagram. Her name's Katie. Hi guys, just wanted to record this quickly. I have contacted Katie about the price, and out of the options that I gave her, she chose this yarn that will be heading towards USA to her address. And this is a lovely twist on twist 4-ply New Zealand merino. I thought that she would be interested in trying out some of the New Zealand spun yarn, and I think it's a good choice that she has both skeins the same ply, the same twist, because if you don't know, the yarn and maybe 4-ply, but you might have different meterage. For example, this one is 338 meters, so it's quite plump yarn, and because of the high twist, it's very sturdy and it is not as prone to peeling, as well as it may be, I've heard from my friends who've knitted with this yarn, with this base, it will be good even for socks because of the high twist, makes the yarn last longer in garments such as socks. So yes, this is the green deep forest and the snowman. Both of these are our Knitalong prizes, and I'm very excited that one of you won. And she has chosen some beautiful yarn that I will be sending sometime this week with a little bit of chocolate and the card. And I hope She loves chocolates because these are my favorite New Zealand chocolates. And they are the Whittaker's Tweets, which inside every time there's a different bird, New Zealand native bird, which I thought was a fun thing to send all the way to the States. Every time I send my sister something, I include those and she loves them. So I hope, Katie, you will too. Alrighty, so not much knitting to show you this episode, but I have still a lot to tell you in terms of life, shopping update, shop update, and Woolfest and everything. So I first of all wanted to show off some of the newly hand-dyed yarn that I have that is now uploaded onto my online shop, which, as you can see here, I added it to the label. Now that it's live, it's https Strawberry Patches New Zealand NZ, and this will be the first one I'll be showing you. This one is called the Speckled Aquamarine, and basically it's just a variation on this beautiful color. And you might know that I'm in love with this color. So I have 4 skeins of this, which would be, actually, this could make an absolutely wonderful comfort fade cardigan. If you take 2 of each, for example, for my sister's cardigan, which would be a medium size, I have 7 skeins, but I think 6 skeins is plenty as well. This could be a nice fade or anything else you want to make with it. This is my really favorite Lagoon colorway. Oh yeah, and the base is the 8-ply or DK weight Twist and Twist New Zealand merino, sourced here in New Zealand. And I'm trying to keep my prices as attractive as I can. So if you go to the website, you'll find that the price is really good. Hopefully that's what you will think. And just so you know, if you're not from New Zealand, the prices are all in New Zealand dollars, which are much cheaper than the American dollars. So don't be scared. Okay, next I want to show you is the little pink dress. This time I asked my husband to help me name it, and he came up with some funny names, but I didn't choose them. He usually is very good at like coming up with colors, but I just love this pink with a touch of fuchsia and purple. And I think they would make an amazing shawl or some baby cardigan. Or what else can you make with it? So they are 226 meters per 100 grams. So that means you get about 450 meters of yarn. You can combine it with some other yarn that I have in the shop. And I decided to also play with some of my sparkly sock DK that I have. Oh, it really matches my nails. So this is a base that I source outside New Zealand, but I love it for all the sparkles. And this you can actually use to make socks because it has 20% nylon and 5% silver stellina in it. As you can see, it's all sparkly, and this is the Mandarin colorway, and this one is the Spice of Life because of all the beautiful different colored speckles that are added to it. I am sure that these would make lovely socks. I myself like knitting socks with DK weight because it takes still 1 skein for me, and it knits up so much faster, and it's thicker, and the stitch definition of this yarn is just beautiful, really gorgeous. And I think sparkly socks would be a lot of fun to wear. As for anything else you want to knit with it, like I'd say a shawl or something else would be amazing as well. So yeah, I think that's all. It doesn't seem much, but it took me a whole day to dye up all of this. And I was pretty exhausted by the end of the day, but I'm so happy with the result. And I can't wait to meet you all guys at the Woolfest and show it all to you. So by the way, once again, we have this weekend coming the Woolfest of Auckland, or in Auckland, which is organized by Creative Fibre. And it's free entry for everyone, and it's New Zealand's best annual yarn and fibre market. I will be there earlier, but it starts at 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. A whole day of squishing yarn and choosing accessories and patterns and meeting up all the other yarn obsessed and knitting addicted, crochet addicted people all around New Zealand. Or maybe some guests from somewhere. I don't think so, because we're still in this bubble. But aren't we so lucky here in New Zealand to be able to have these events? And I don't think there will be anyone wearing masks, because we are pretty safe here in New Zealand, and we have been for a while without any lockdowns or anything. So yeah, here's the address again. I hope I will see you there. Come find me in shed number 1. I will be together with some amazing other stall holders, and wow, this would be amazing. I just can't wait, you know. I'm counting how many days I have left and frantically trying to organize everything and think about all the hiccups that could happen. Also, I have to warn you, if you're coming, that I can only accept cash at this moment, so sorry, and to come prepared, because every time I went to this event, I always found that there was not enough cash. And sometimes, also another good advice I can give you is just window shop first, like go first round looking at everything you see, and then make up your mind what you want to settle on. Because from previous experiences, I remember like I want everything at once, and by the time I come to the last shed or person, I'm like, I don't have enough money for anything. So yeah, there will also be food and drinks, and I think it was one of the last times they had a sharing, so there'll be sheep around, and it will be a nice day. I hope the weather is nice, but either way, I'm coming. I'm so excited. And I'll see you guys there. I know some of my viewers are coming, so they'll be so excited to see you guys. Now, yes, if you cannot make it, don't worry, you can always grab some of this delicious yarn in my online shop. It's very easy to navigate, and I ship worldwide. So even if you're in the States or anywhere else in the world, I think the shipments the post office is working quite fine. I have been sending my sister stuff to the US, and it was just great, and it arrived very quickly. And the prices are quite okay if you don't want super fast delivery, so it's not very scary. So yeah, this is all the shop news. Next news, yes, about the Knitalong. So as I told you, our Show Some Love Knitalong has finished, but I had so much fun, and I was so inspired by you guys and all your knitting and the chatter in the Ravelry group, which everything I talk about here, the patterns, the websites, the podcasts, will be in the description box down under this video. So if you want to join our new Cal, I'll talk about it in a minute, you can go to that link. So we are going to start a new Knitalong, which I figured it would be nice to start on the 1st of June, because it will be just after Woolfest. So I didn't want to make myself busy with anything else before Woolfest happens. So the 1st of June until the 1st of September, the whole 3 months, I think that will be enough to host this Knitalong and to share ideas with you guys. And it will be called the We Knit Cal. We with double E as in small or tiny. I looked at some other options, but the hashtags were taken already by other Knitalongs. So I thought, okay, We Knit it sounds like fun, you know, like we all together knit, and there's in we tiny knits that we make. So the idea of this Knitalong is that you make something which is just one skein project. It can be anything from a toy, a one skein shawl, a hat, gloves, mittens, of course baby garments, and what else did I put in there? I already have a chatter thread open in the Ravelry group, and I have some ideas for you. For example, this, it's not really one skein, but it's less than 100-gram project, so this will count as well. As you can see, I combined here some scraps, but the idea is that it's 100-gram or less, or if you have a skein of 200-gram and you want to make something with it, that's fine as well. And of course there'll be a prize. I will be giving you one of my hand-dyed skeins of your choosing, if you want DK or 4-ply or whatever. And anyone who would like to donate a prize of some sort, stitch markers, bags, patterns, whatever, very, very big thank you, and you're welcome to do that. Just contact me through Instagram, Ravelry, whatever. So yeah, maybe by this end of 3 months, we'll have a nice pile of gifts. And I, of course, will drop some sweeties in it as well. I think it's nice to have a prize that has something, you know, naughty, sweetie. So that will be our new Knitalong. We knit Cal, Knitalong. Sorry, it's not really about crochet. It's just that why do I always forget about the crocheters? But I guess we can do it Cal or CAL, knit along or crochet along. Yeah, let's do that. That will be fair. I crochet some things as well, but knitting is my favorite. So I apologize for all the crocheters. I do not forget you. Forgive me if I do sometimes, but let's do it all together, right? Okay. I am just so excited, and I wanted to share this news with you maybe after the Woolfest, but I figured that I've waited long enough and it's safe to kind of announce this now. And maybe by all of this previous episodes you might have guessed what's going on, but anyways, let's just, big news. I am pregnant. And it's the end of the 3rd trimester, and I was so scared the first couple of weeks that, remember I told you in the previous episode that I wasn't feeling very well, and I had no energy. I was super scared that I would have a miscarriage again, but fingers crossed everything will go fine this time, and so far it has been. I've been to my first ultrasound and it was looking fine. But of course, this couple of months, all the nausea and lack of energy and the back pain, all of the fun things you have with pregnancy, that's what's been happening. But now that I'm finishing my first trimester, I'm getting more excited, kind of out of the risk zone, and hopefully getting my energy and not having the nausea anymore. Anyways, that explains many things, I guess. A, it explains why I missed 1 whole month of podcasting. B, it explains why I started knitting all these baby things. And 3, it explains why we are going to have this We Knit Cal, right? Because of course I'm going to be knitting lots of baby stuff, although I don't know the gender. So in this episode, I wanted to ask you a question, as I always do. What's your favorite baby knit pattern? And this time I wanted to be gender neutral because we won't find out until 20 weeks. By the way, now it's 11, almost 12 weeks. So another 8 weeks not knowing who am I having, a boy or a girl. As you might know, I already have a girl who is 2.5. So I have all these nice dresses and everything. And if it's another girl, I already know what I'm gonna make. So yeah, I need some ideas that I could make, and it would be either for boy or girl. I would really appreciate that. And speaking of baby knits, I really wanted to recommend you Laura's last episode. She is the podcaster from Penrose Knits. Hi, Laura. And she's so lovely. She's very, can I say she's funny? Like, Laura, you won't be offended, but I really find you amusing, and the way you talk about things and make fun of your little bloops and your phrase, the pickle and everything, I think it's hilarious. So anyways, Laura made a video about all the baby knits that she's done for her children. She has 2 children, and I loved it. I mean, it just came in the perfect time, you know? And I love how she experimented with some of her own designs, and some of it, you know, she found that she knitted too big or too small, and then she went back to it and thought, oh, now maybe he can fit into it and wear it. So anyways, that gave me an idea that I probably will be doing a similar video in the next episode, just talking about all the baby knits that I've done so far. Some of them are gifted, so I'll be just putting pictures, but what do you think about that? Would you be interested in seeing all the baby knits that I've made? And for all of you who don't have any small people in your life, any children, I hope it's not too boring, but I believe that we all, well, maybe it's just one side in me, but I think it's fun to see all these tiny little cardigans and little booties and hats, and oh, I think it's just so funny. It's so much fun. Even my friends who don't have children, they knit some stuff like that, and they donate it to a church or a hospital or somewhere, or gift it to someone they know. So I guess at some point we all made some baby things. Right. So yeah, this is the big news, and I hope that now I'll be appearing here more regularly, because you guys have inspired me so much through your wonderful wishes and comments and shopping in my online shop. I've just posted a huge order to one of my customers here in New Zealand, and I'm so pleased with seeing how easy it is to navigate the website, and that you are actually loving the yarn and choosing a lot. And Shannon, who has been my loyal customer, she's purchased a couple of skeins as well. By the way, she's the second podcaster that I want to recommend. So she has, I don't know how I missed it. Shannon, forgive me that I haven't checked out your podcast before, but basically her podcast is called Stitched with Love. And Shannon is another New Zealand podcaster, a lovely young lady who is a crocheter and knitter, and she has an online shop where she sells her hand knitted baby garments with blankets and things and everything. And I have been catching up on her episodes, and I love them. She's a very easygoing and cute person that I'm happy to know personally, and I just wish that she would have lived closer so that we could hang out more and maybe knit together, because she's been saying that she doesn't have many knitting buddies around her. Well, thank God for YouTube, right? We can record these things and exchange ideas, and this is what it's for. So definitely go check her out, and maybe you'll get inspired by some of the things that she's making. At the moment, she's making some cute baby trio. I think it will be a onesie dress and bolero set for a baby girl, and I think it's just so cute. I can't wait for her to finish knitting with it. And she's also, since she's my loyal customer, she's been knitting with some of my yarns, which I absolutely love, seeing how all of these colors knit up, because I just don't have enough time in the world to be knitting with every colorway that I create, and it's a lot of fun to see that. Wow, I've been in such a rush to tell you everything that I think that's all I wanted to say. Yes. The last but not least, I have a question from Karen, who is one of my viewers who comments under almost every episode, and she's asked me, what has prompted me to move so much, and do I see New Zealand as a place where I would like to settle? Yeah, do I see myself settling in New Zealand? This is a very nice question, and I've been thinking about how to answer it because, yes, I have moved around the world a lot, and I have lived in Russia until I was 26, and then I moved to Turkey, where I lived for 7 years. So what prompted me for that is that the town that I come from, Chelyabinsk, is a very industrial, middle of the Russia city, which being so far away from all the other countries, you don't see very many foreigners coming. So even if I was studying English at the university and at school, I didn't really get a chance to practice it. And I was going to be an interpreter when I finished my university, that was my degree, but I didn't see many interesting opportunities job-wise. And I've always wanted to go outside and explore the world, and I always was fascinated with cultures, and so I did. Basically why I chose Turkey was because I wanted to go somewhere somehow, and for me Turkey was a place where I didn't need a visa, and I had a friend who invited me so that I can stay for the first time until I find a job, a house, and whatever. So that happened, and there I was lucky enough to stay legally, because I wouldn't want to stay illegally. Before that I wanted to go to America, but visa-wise and everything else-wise, it just was a lot of trouble. I mean, if you're not from the States, you probably don't know that, for example, for a Russian to even come to visit the United States, you'd have to collect so many papers and prove that you're not gonna just immigrate and whatever. So anyways, Turkey was a country where it was easy for me. So I went there. I decided to go to uni so that I can stay there on a student visa, and that's what got me into my job at a school where I was teaching for 6 years children. I was teaching English, which was an amazing time of my life. But at some point I decided that I want to change. It was around 7 years in Turkey, and then I thought, oh, you know what? I want to go to Barcelona to study Spanish for some time. And just when I decided that I am ready to go and explore some other places to live, I met my husband. And, well, you might know if you watched the previous episodes, but anyways, we met and we decided that we want to be together. But again, it was hard for me to come here to New Zealand, so we decided to go and start and see where our relationship goes in Bali. So we moved to Indonesia. I left most of my stuff in Turkey, quit my job, and he did the same, and we went to Indonesia, where we spent the most wonderful 8 or 9 months of our lives. And very soon we knew we were perfect for each other, so we got engaged and then married, and then we moved here, because by then we had enough proof that we're in a stable relationship. Because yes, New Zealand immigration wants you to prove that with all the photos, screenshots of conversation, and blah blah, letters from friends, everyone you know, basically. So yeah, he brought me here, and I have enjoyed immensely my time here. I don't know if I would have enjoyed it as much if I didn't have my knitting friends and community and family. I consider them family. Because really, like, when I recently met up with our knitting group and I saw Margaret and told her my big news, she was so happy for me, and I just hugged her, and it felt like, you know, like seeing some real close friend, and it just made me happy. And my other friends, I mean, Cher and Sarah and Alana and, oh, I'm sorry if I'm forgetting anyone, Judy, oh, many other friends that I have here who I've met through knitting or spinning or Annette. So all of you guys I really love, and I really appreciate that you've accepted me into your circle, but they're generally an accepting community. I mean, New Zealanders. So as for, do I see myself settling here? Just a while ago, I would have said yes, and I still, with a 50% chance, would say yes. I love being here, and I see myself getting old here, raising my children, and yeah. But me and my husband have been talking about exploring some other options because, to be honest, New Zealand is an amazing little island far away from everyone, but this far away from everyone is something that is a bit hard because, for example, I'm going to have my child in December and I don't think my mom can come to visit and help me because of all those traveling restrictions and everything. And of course the price that would, oh, that's just crazy how much it costs and time-wise to come here. So living somewhere closer to my family would be nicer. Plus, I don't know. We have been having this conversation with my husband about whether we should move somewhere like Australia or back to Europe or anywhere else. And it won't happen definitely in the nearest 3 years. But after that, we said that after we are 40, who knows where it takes us. So we shall see. At the moment, I'm just happy that I can enjoy my knitting circle or knitting community. It's not even a circle, it's like bigger. It's this massive, huge family of all the crafty people. And where was I going with this? I'm just happy that I can raise my children here, give birth to them here, and give them this beautiful life where when I look out the window, I see beautiful green trees everywhere. And when I remember my past homes, all I would see outside my window would be other windows, and they would be always with curtains closed because of course you don't want to show anyone what's going on in our house. While here, people sometimes leave their windows open, or even everybody's just so more relaxed, you know? And of course it never gets dark and gray because in the winter most of the trees are still green. And while I miss the snow, I really love it that any time of the year you go outside and your eyes are feasting on this green of the trees and the blue of the sky. For me, this is just precious. Okay, that was a lot. That was a big answer to a simple question, but yes, that's how I feel. And if you've stuck to the end of this video, thank you very much. I guess once again, I would love to see you at the Woolfest. Please come say hi. And it will be a fun event. There will be raffle prizes at the entry. You will be able to buy some tickets, and I will be buying tickets for sure because the prizes are going to be amazing from all the best indie dyers and makers of New Zealand. And I've been really lucky recently with all the prize thingies, so I'm gonna try my luck again. And I also have already ordered online some fiber from Anna Grattan, who is, I think she produces one of the best fibers for spinners, so I'm going to pick that up. Also, I'm planning to treat myself to a really nice project bag by Truly Madly, I think her name's Amanda. So I hope that the color that I like is still going to be there. And yes, Kathy from Gumtree Gully is going to have some super cute buttons with hedgehogs, and my daughter is obsessed with hedgehogs. So I'm going to be buying those. And so I guess next time when I see you, I will be talking about all my Woolfest experience, which, oh yes, of course, for those of you who can't come, I will do my best to record a little video. I will have some friends who will come and help me at the shop. So hopefully I'll be able to film quickly here and there, and I'm on this craziness because I know that all of the New Zealand have been waiting for this event for 2 years because it was cancelled last year. And I'm sure it will be crazy. So that last time Margaret tells me that the line before the doors opened was huge. But yeah, either way, it's going to be an amazing day, and I will try my best to record as much of it for you as possible. Maybe if you are there, you will see yourself in my video. So if you want me to include you waving to yourself, just come and say that and we will do that. And that will be all. I won't stretch it any further, so I'll see you at the Woolfest. If not, I'll see you if I can recover from all the craziness next week. I'll try to record an episode right after that, because I think that will be the time when this new Knitalong starts. And you're very welcome to post your projects that you want to make, or skeins of yarn that are so beautiful that you want to make from, in our chatter thread and Ravelry. And let's get ready for the We Knit Cow. Okay, yeah, I hope your life is filled with some wonderful news and exciting events as well as mine has been recently. And thank you very much for sticking along, and I hope you will join me in the next episode. Thanks a lot for watching, and big hugs from New Zealand. Bye.